Wakefield for Boston, Nagy for Cleveland. Friday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. The playoffs continue. Game 3 of all 4 series. Check your local listings for the game in your area. That's Bud Black, one-time Kansas City Royal, with some good ball clubs in the 80s there. Bottom of the 5th, and Sorrento against Hansen. Both these teams went deep into their bullpens last night. Each team used 7 pitchers.
And both getting good efforts out of their starters tonight. Hershiser and Hansen here for the Red Sox. Boy, I'm telling you, his changeup is devastating. He starts Sorrento off with a change of pace in the dirt and comes right back with another one and has got him way out front. I'm talking earlier about going up against this guy and looking changeup. It's getting to that point in the game where you might as well do that. There's another one. 3 in a row.
You know,
3 in a row.
He went through a stretch of a dozen or more starts, speaking of Hansen, where he couldn't throw his curveball because his elbow was bothering him. He developed a cut fastball during that period of time, continued to pitch and win through the difficulty.
That's 4 in a row. Excuse me. That's 4 in a row, Bob. I mean, you don't see that too often. Not 4 changeups in a row to a hitter, and he's 2-2 here on Sorrento. I mean, he's got a beauty. He really does. He's worked at it, worked hard, and has really developed it.
Al Nipper, Red Sox pitching coach. 3-2.
4 changeups and then a high gasser, and didn't miss by much.
Hirschbeck keeps you informed, though. You can hear him say, "Nope."
I like that. I like that. I really do.
The payoff pitch. Walked him. Well, he hit him with a pitch his first time up. He walks him here. Hansen came out of spring training as one of the Homestead free agents. All the guys with the labor difficulty who weren't signed when the season was set to begin. The Red Sox signed him as a free agent in April. He had gone just 5-5 with Cincinnati last year. His best season was in 1990 with Seattle when he went 18-9. He's 30 years old and pitching just about as well now as he ever has.
I'll tell you, he did well with Seattle in the...
Alomar looks to bunt. High pitch, but he gets it down. And the putouts recorded 1-4 with Alicea covering.
You know, he may have had a shot at Sorrento going to second. He never looked at him. He took the sure man in Alomar, but he had a definite shot at Sorrento going to second. Just to finish up, I mean, when he was with Seattle and such a power pitcher, I mean, it was one fastball after another and a big, hard curve. When you win 18 games for that club, I mean, you're doing a job. You know, Bob, you talk about certain pitchers with certain ball clubs, and clubs don't score a lot of runs for you. But when you look at those pitchers who are good, I mean, guys who are really good and you know are going to be winners, despite the fact that they're on bad ball clubs, they win. They do win games.
Swing and a miss at a high fastball by Lofton. Kenny 1 for 5 last night, 0 for 2 tonight.
Hansen this time with a high fastball. You better hurry up if you're going after it upstairs. Lofton hit by a pitch last night in the back in that inning, the 12th inning last night, a very controversial inning and an inning I thought was going to end the game. They had runners at first and third with nobody out and ended up not scoring.
Sorrento at second. Lofton pulls back after showing a bunt, and it's 0-2. You know, if Hansen can get that fastball up in the vicinity of 90 miles an hour, it's so much more devastating in contrast to the change.
Yeah. When you're talking about a 75-mile-an-hour changeup or less.
McFarland is fooled. The ball gets away, and to third is Sorrento.
Crossed him up. Definitely crossed him up. You saw McFarland go up as if to get a high fastball, and Hansen threw him a curve. And luckily, that ball hit McFarland. He never got a glove on it. Watch this. There's the curve, and it got him.
Maybe not so luckily from his perspective.
Either in the shin guards or in a place where he should have had a shin guard. But again, crossed up on a big breaking ball. He was looking fastball. And Hansen threw him a deuce.
He's looking at stars right now. 1-2 to Lofton. Infield moves in, 2-2.
Hansen upset it himself. Wow. Big break for the Indians with only one out. Infield up again.
Full count.
Well, he's used his changeup so often tonight, and he'll throw it from behind. He's gone twice now, back-to-back fastballs on Lofton. Here's a high fastball. He tried to get him to chase. Didn't do it. Let's see here if he goes changeup. Yep, he did. Walked him.
But he walked him. Kevin Kennedy, believing that this could be a 1-0, 2-1 game, brought his infield up after Murray tripled with one out in the fourth. Here in the fifth, a Sorrento walk, a sacrifice, a pass ball, and now a walk to Lofton puts runners at first and third. So with the double play in order, he moves them back as Vizquel steps in. Nearing is even with the bag at third. Lofton not going, and the pitch outside. Now you got a double problem. Even if Lofton doesn't steal second, and Nipper's coming to the mound now along with McFarland. Vizquel runs very well, especially coming out of the box from the left side. And Lofton is so fast, he's likely to be able to get down to second base in time to disrupt the pivot. So this combination of runner and hitter, very difficult to get the double play on.
Depending on where the ball is hit and how hard it's hit. And Vizquel trying to put it in play here. Nothing game in the fifth inning, and Al Nipper out for a couple of quick words. That's Davey Nelson and Kenny Lofton.
Sorrento, the lead runner at third, is not a burner. Do you throw through if Lofton takes off?
Oh no, I think you got to play for the double play. If the ball is hit hard enough, you got to play for the double play.
No, I mean if he tries to steal.
Oh yeah, I think you do. Absolutely.
1-0 pitch to Omar. Runner not going. Foul ball.
I think you give Vizquel a shot, though, with Lofton holding it first and Vaughn having to hold him at the bag. You got the big hole between Alicea and Vaughn. Although Vizquel, again, is not a dead pull hitter. I mean, if you give him something off speed, he can hit you. Or if he's looking fastball, he'll try to turn one on you. Got a little pop from time to time. He's no big home run hitter, but every once in a while, he hits 6 this year.
Not going again. Line drive, base hit. The first run is home, and the ball gets in the gap. And this will allow Lofton to score. They're waving him home. Vizquel will stop at second with a double at plates 2.
From Hansen, and as I said just a moment ago, if he's looking fastball, he can turn it around on you, and he can hit you to left. That's what he did, a double to the gap, driving in a pair of walks given up by Hansen, and the Indians leading 2-0 here in the fifth. Well, it's been all Cleveland here, Bob, with the crowd and everything else into these two games, but the Indians will get the same thing over in Boston at Fenway.
Baerga pops one up back as short, and Valentin makes the play. The difference is, unless the Red Sox rally here, if they go to Fenway and have to listen to this in reverse, it'll be comforting to have a 2-0 lead with the Red Sox forced to sweep.
Absolutely, Bob, you're right. But again, it's been all Indians here, and this crowd on their feet as Albert Bell comes on again. But the Red Sox are not dead. They're not out of it by any means. A concerned Kevin Kennedy, though. Here's the guy that, I mean, they were banking on tonight to get back home at least 1-1. And again, we're only in the fifth inning. Red Sox with 4 more shots at him.
And predictably, they'll walk Bell intentionally here. It's predictable, even though the highly respected switch hitter Murray is on deck. Right-handed hitters, though, for the year have collectively done better against Hansen than lefties. That off-speed stuff works very well against the left-handed hitters.
Well, Murray back in the 4th inning, sitting on a fastball, almost hit one out of here in deepest left center for a 3-base hit. And he's on now with right-hander Mike Maddox up in the Boston bullpen.
Kennedy told us before the game that although Hargrove shouted something at him, something none too pleasant after the bat was confiscated, Bell didn't say anything. Bell, of course, was gesturing, pointing to his muscles, saying, there's the cork. But after they walked Bell intentionally in extra innings last night, Kennedy immediately headed out of the dugout to make a pitching change and said that as he crossed the line, he was very close to Bell, well within earshot, and Albert didn't say anything. He described Albert as respectful in that situation.
Now, last night's score was all the Indians were worried about. They got out of here last night 1-0, win to nothing, and tonight could make it 2-0.
Murray just waves at the change. He has struck out and tripled. The only 2 men Hansen has walked have both scored on him. That is until the intentional walk to Bell, which was his 3rd. Fastball up and in, 1-1. Sorrento walked. Alomar sacrificed after a pass ball. Lofton walked. Then Vizquel doubled 2 runners home. Baerga popped out. Bell was passed on purpose. And the count 1-1 to Murray. 2 on, 2 out, 2 runs home. 2-0 Cleveland, bottom of the 5th.
Now, Eddie Murray, as Mike Hargrove told us last night, and in watching this guy throughout his career, and especially in his later years, is a great situation hitter. I mean, he's a good mistake hitter. If you make a mistake or he's looking a certain pitch on you, I mean, he'll stay there. He'll stay there and up to 2 strikes, just keep looking for that particular pitch.
1-2.
One-looking gas there. They play him. You look at the Red Sox outfield, straight away in center and right, and then in left. Mike Greenwell is only about 40 feet off the line out there. There's a huge gap in left center.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Eddie Murray. Before the 4th inning triple, Murray was 1 for 13 lifetime against Hansen. Roller down toward Vaughn. He'll take it himself. They score 2, lead 2. And after 5, the Indians have broken through to lead.